Hello and welcome to the first ever John Peel Centre whole shebang at home. The whole shebang is the John Peel Centre's open mic night, and we open the stage to all sorts of performances, but we do draw the line at nudity, fire and animal acts. But as you're at home you can do what you like. Anyway, my name's George and I'm your host for this event, and regular attendees at the whole shebang and tonight, you'll notice that I'll be wearing a different hat to introduce each act. I'm now obliged to wear it by contract, so I'm sorry about that, but that's what it is now. Anyway, let's kick off with our first act, and we've been joined virtually from his lockdown in Swindon by one of Suffolk's best storytellers, all-round good guy, and a friend of many years. And I best put my storytelling hat on to introduce him. So could you give a big virtual roar of applause to welcome onto the virtual stage Mr. John Rowe.
Welcome to the whole shebang. Really good to be back at the John Peel Centre, if only virtually. And I've been really busy during lockdown, running World Storytelling Cafe and stuff, but virtual storytelling site, some storytelling, some poems. But I did write one thing. Among the coins strewn across my desk, cents, dimes, quarters with state emblems on their backsides, a Moroccan dirham, a Romanian 10 piece, assorted British coins, and a Paddington Bear 50 pence is a Sainsbury's makers of the Millennium's coin, now over 20 years old, from a time when we, filled with optimism, look forward to a century free from massacres, poverty and disease, and we humans could begin to love ourselves and the earth we dwell on. This commemorative piece sits front and centre of my haphazard life. Of all the 21 makers of the Millennium, Sainsbury's chose from their very pale consciousness the one that surfaced from my chaos features Alexander Fleming, the scientist who gave us penicillin, apt at this point when scientists could be the stars of the moment and laboratories, the studios where blockbusters are made, as we hope for another Alexander, making another great leap of faith, a eureka moment, born of months of painstaking research. So we, the people of this world, carrying the team on our shoulders, and praising them with anthems from the stands, can go about our business again, knowing that science was at our back. In fact, the person who actually made penicillin usable, Alexander might have discovered it, but the person who broke it down and made it usable was a Norfolk woman. I've forgotten her first name. Second name was Dorothy Hoskins. And so while we talk of East Anglia, I'm down here. I've been locked down in Swindon for this whole time, and I really miss East Anglia, because that is where my soul lies. The grey-green of these West Country hills are full of melancholy, and I wonder why so many battles for a turf only fit for grazing sheep and herding cattle were fought across these counties. Round tables and fisher kings leave me empty, but then my heart lies in the east. Big skies and shifting shingle, the lords of my mythology refuse to pay tribute to the king of the Cockney. Attempted to rule over wheat, barley and shoals of herring, had their barns burned by a peasantry who tipped their hats to no man. As far off fact as any hopeful history, but it suits my vision. Shaped by Boudica and Ethelred, the true father of democracy in these isles, even up as Essex boys were driven inland by Vikings, and Norman knights left their names scattered from the marshes to the East Anglian ridge, we outwitted the excisemen from the Thames to the Wash, and never misled a single sailor to be broken on our cliffs and boulders, sandstone admittedly, constantly consumed by the North Sea, but all the same there is an honour in not drowning our own for the spoils of a stolen cargo. Whoa. I think I'll go a little more nationalistic. My England. This is my England. The Jews at Brent Cross Tesco's. My East European dentist in Finchley Road giving me my smile back. The Hindu temple at Kingsbury, where I wait for hours for my brother-in-law's coach to arrive from Romania. Kingsbury High Street, with its shops full to bursting with fresh fruit and vegetables. Its ironmongers, banks and butchers, where shopkeepers ask their customers which languages they speak, and are answered with French and English by people who might be expected by the look to speak Arabic or some subcontinental tongue. Kingsby, where an old white English lady, taking a stroll in the park with her Chinese friends, asks if they can join me on a park bench where they discuss an overseas visitor's sightseeing tour. Meanwhile, in the Shires, there are those who bemoan the demise of the High Street and know nothing, and how nothing is the same anymore. And truly, nothing is the same anymore. And I wait to join you all one day live at the John Beale Centre. Meanwhile, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, John. That was great. Our next contributor is a guy who's come all the way down from Liverpool University. He's now in isolation at his parents', but there you go. And so could you give a big virtual cheer and round of applause for Matt Betts Davis?
Came and found my soul deep down in a hole, long way out of reach. Follow me, take you someplace holy, things that you would only believe in dreams. Gonna make you lucid now, try not to wake up, relax into the feeling you're supposed to be here. Stop your freaking out, for goodness sake, you're finally with me where you're supposed to be. Fall inside, feel the energy inside your eyes and focus on me now. Watch the feeling die. Now I see your breath, boy, here's a real test. Get out of your head and lean up on my chest. Voices in your head, screaming on your stress. Boy, here's the real test, they'll whisper in your head. I'll whisper in your head. Don't retreat, there's nothing back there for you. Don't give in to voices you can't choose. And what if this isn't fuck, whether this is love? Don't retreat, there's nothing back there for you. Don't give in to voices you can't choose. And what if this isn't fuck, whether this is love? You've given more than enough. Go away now from my window, leave at your own chosen speed. I'm not the one you want, babe. I'm not the one you need. Then you say you're looking for someone, never weak but always strong. Someone to close their eyes for you, defend you right or wrong. Someone to open each and every door. But it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe. Go lightly from the ledge, babe. Go lightly to the ground. I'm not the one you want, babe. I'll only let you down. You say you're looking for someone, promise to never part. Someone to close their eyes for you, someone to close their heart. Someone who will die for you and more. But it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe. You'll melt back in the night, babe. Everything inside is made of stone. There's nothing in here moving, and anyway I'm not alone. You say you're looking for someone, pick you up each time you fall, to gather your flowers constantly, come each time you go. Love of your life, nothing more. But it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe.
Great, thank you, Max. Hope to see you at the Shebang properly live one time. The things that things have been shut down at the centre for a while because of the virus, but we're busy working on a programme for next year, in the hope that we are able to open properly. And we've got some great things lined up we're working on, and there's some good things coming up virtually from on our website later this year. So I'll tell you a bit about that later on, but look at our website, look at the John Peel Centre website to keep up with all the news and everything that's going on. And now I've got an old friend of Shebang's, Professor Chris, in a duet with Cat. Now this isn't a cat, this is a lady called Cat. So big welcome please for Cat of the Prof.
I'm blue. I won't be blue always. Oh, the sun's gonna shine in my back door someday. I'm alone at midnight, and my lamp is burning low. I ain't never had so much trouble in my life before. rocking chair. And if the blues don't get me, I'll rock my way right out of there.
When I'm blue, I won't be blue always. Oh, the sun's gonna shine in my back door someday. Lay my head on some lonesome railway line and let the 219 pacify my troubled mind. When I'm blue, I won't be blue always. Oh, the sun's gonna shine in my back door someday. When I'm blue, I won't be blue always. Oh, the sun's gonna shine in my back door. The sun's gonna shine in my back door. The sun's gonna shine in my back door someday.
Cat and Prof there, and we should have more of the Prof later on. As I mentioned, we at the JPC are working very hard in developing our programme for next year, but we're also working on more virtual programmes for this year. And one of the big things that we've got coming up is a fundraising effort, because like most venues across the country, we've been hit very bad financially by the COVID-19 pandemic. And to help raise money, we've set up an event or a group of events called Challenge 81. And it's going to take place around about the 30th of August, and that date has been chosen because that would have been John Peel's 81st birthday, hence the 81. And various people, members of the board, the staff, volunteers, are doing sponsored events to raise money for the centre. One of the exciting things we do have coming up is 81 minutes of music, where we're going to have contributions from performers from all over the country, and it's going to be quite a stellar lineup if everything comes together, and we're very excited about it. So watch out for that. Look at our website, look at the Challenge 81 website, which is www.johnpeelcentre.com/challenge 81 So go to those sites and contribute. Thank you very much. As you know, as I said, we welcome all sorts of presentations at the whole shebang, with the caveats I mentioned earlier. So next we have a short story written and read by Caroline Belcher. The story is The Wheels on the Bus.
Wheels on the Bus by Caroline Belcher. Please move down the bus. There are seats on the upper deck. Will you please move down the bus? There are seats on the upper deck. Unless you lot move, this bus stays stationary. The passengers stare at the driver's cab. Those standing obligingly shuffle on the spot. They can't move. They are sardine-packed. You think this is a joke? Is this bus moving? A woman laughs. Echoing laughter reverberates round the lower deck, flirts up the stairs, and tickles the upper deck passengers. A man who suffers from hay fever takes off his mask. We're in a queue. It's a rush hour. He sneezes loudly, once, twice, 3 times. That's it. I shall sneeze all the way home now. Does he need the loo? Asks the pensioner. He should have gone before he put his coat on. That's what we were always told to do when we were children. She turns to the schoolboy sitting beside her. Bet your mum and dad always told you that when you were little. Cue lady, not Lou, says the schoolboy. He takes a smartphone from his trouser pocket, switches it on and plugs headphones into his ears. The pensioner prods him. You'll go deaf if you keep doing that. It's hot and airless in the bus. Some people open windows and breathe in rush hour traffic fumes. I can hear hooting, says the woman who initiated the tittering domino laughter. The passengers on the back seat turn and gaze out of the window. The furious face of an 8 to 5:30 commuter glares at them. He raises 2 fingers. How rude, says the woman. What can we do? We're at the mercy of a difficult driver. The enraged commuter puts his foot on the accelerator and bumps into the back of the bus. It shudders, but moves not an inch. The car is a minnow besides a leviathan. Shh, the domino woman shouts. The driver's going to speak again. I'm sorry. I'm not usually like this. I don't know how my mouth made those words. We need more rush hour buses, you see. But what can one bus driver do? They're going to cut services, not increase them. Is he saying sorry? Asked the man with hay fever, taking off his mask again. The ensuing sneezing bout leaves him exhausted. I think I've pulled a muscle in my chest, he groans. Speak up, driver. We can't hear you, says the domino woman. Never mind speaking up, says an angry man. He has to drive the bloody bus. I can't. I'm having a crisis. The driver curls into a fetal position in his seat. No backbone, growls the angry man. Wants sacking, wants horsewhipping. Now, says the domino woman. I support the RSPCA. She gets up, threads her way through the sweaty sardines to the cab. Start the bus, please. We all need to get to our destinations. I can't remember how. The woman turns round to face the crowded passengers. We have a problem. He can't remember how to drive. Can't remember how to drive? Yell the passengers in unison. It's a unison to rival any chorus in Greek tragedy. What you need, says the domino woman, patting the driver on his shoulder, is to... Please don't say pull yourself together. I wasn't going to. I was going to say sit up. It would be a start. But I don't think I can. I'm frightened of what it might start. The start of feeling better. There's a pause. I think I might be able to sit up if you sing me a song, says the driver. A song like Wheels on the Bus. Wheels on the Bus is an appropriate song. Wheels on the Bus, says the Greek chorus. I know that song, says the pensioner, whose deaf aid has suddenly started working. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Other passengers join in. The driver sits up, rubs his head. All day long. Yes, I like that, but now what? Turn the key, says the domino woman. The driver obeys. The engine growls into life. I think I'm beginning to remember. His voice is hopeful. Round and round sing the passengers. Some start a harmony. The chorus is becoming a choir. I put it in gear and... The bus kangaroos forward. You weren't a bumpy driver before, says the domino woman, rubbing her elbow. The wheels on the bus go smoothly round, sing the jolted passengers. The drivers in the traffic jam hear the song. They join in. People walking on pavement stop, listen, sing. In Parliament, a backbencher looks up from his crossword. Shush, he says, be quiet. Oh dear, have we interrupted the honourable member's train of thought? Says an opposition MP. There are titters. Sorry, Spencer, Concentrate on the clue you're struggling with. There are guffaws. Order, order, says the speaker. I'm going to find out what's happening, says Spencer. Other politicians follow him outside. In Parliament Square, people are singing, dancing as they make their way to the underground or a bus stop. Shop workers are singing. Waiters in bars, cafes and restaurants are singing. London is singing. I know that song, says Spencer. He begins to hum. Round and round, sing all the politicians like so many bitterns. The square resounds to their parliamentary booming. And from that day on, London sings. Morning rush-hour travellers arrive at work full of joy. Evening rush-hour travellers arrive home relaxed and ready to deal with family affairs. They don't confine themselves to wheels on the bus. The next day, my old man said, follow the van, drifts across the city. And the day after, Yellow Submarine. Soon, travellers have a repertoire of rush-hour songs. And all because I had a crisis, says the bus driver, who's been offered promotion and refused it. What, leave my passengers to work in an office? No, thank you. He shakes hands with the interviewing panel and leads them in a chorus of Lily the Pink before he goes back to his bus.
Thank you, Caroline. And to follow that, please welcome George Wicker to the virtual stage with his song, This Town.
Right, this song's about homelessness. It's called This Town. This town is here, this town is mine. This town's a devil, this town's divine. I've been here since I was a boy. This town's a problem, this town's a joy. Past the clock tower on the right, you can see where I'm gonna spend my night. Down the steps to the old subway, you can see where I'm gonna spend my day. It can be right to live this way, and it must be wrong to sleep rough at night. Trying to work out every day how not to give up without a fight. Lady from the Salvation Squad said, come with me, meet my God. No thanks, said I, if it's fine by you. I'll just sit right here till God passes through. And it can be right to live this way, and it must be wrong to sleep rough at night. Trying to work out every day how not to give up without a fight. Councilman looking for a vote, he leaned over me and he cleared his throat. Said you can't sleep there, it's a vagrant law. Well, I got no choice, I don't own a floor. And it can be right to live this way, must be wrong to sleep rough at night. Trying to work out every day how not to give up without a fight. Built with cash in mind, with a job and a wage, this town is kind. You got some money, they give you more, but if you got nothing, they close their door. And it can be right that we live this way, must be wrong to sleep rough at night. Trying to work out every day how not to give up without a fight. Here, this town is mine. This town's a devil, this town's divine. And I've been here since since I was a boy. This town's got a problem. This town's a real fucking joy.
Thanks, George. That was great. And now we got some dirty blues with this amazing cigar box, 3-string guitar, and a very cool sticker. Could you welcome on stage, please, Gary Sainty with Shake 'Em Down and Little Red Rooster.
I'm Gary. This is a 3-string guitar, and this is Little Red Rooster. Stray cats, Little Red Rooster is on the prowl. If you see my little red rooster, won't you please drive him home? If you see my little red rooster, won't you please drive him home? Ain't been no peace in barnyard since the little red rooster been gone. I'm a little red rooster, too lazy to crow for day. Keep everything in the barnyard upset in every way. R.L. Burnside, Shake 'Em On Down. Historically, loads of different versions of this blues song. This is mine. got married, and that's just fine. Pushing through, gonna give my love to someone new.
Great, thanks Gary. And now back to poetry. Wilf Jones is going to recite the epic poem The Kraken of Great Spurl from his fantasy novel The Best of Men, which is about a wizard taking on a monster of the seas to help some beleaguered islanders. The character reciting this epic is, and I have to read this, Tregadar MacNeighbour, who was born in the Spurladian Islands. Some of the words you may not recognise because they are in the Spurladian dialect. Wilf Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, I'm Wilf Jones, and I'm going to give you The Kraken of Great Spurl. That's from my book, The Best of Men. A deep swimming kraken, an eldwildred monster, crawled forth upon the slacket land, defiled the shore and the shoreline, and all the fields beyond the shore and all the hames beyond the fields. The monster poisoned the clean water, spoilt the food in its spite, and the people could nothing but hide. No weapon had they to pierce that hideous skin, no power of magic had they to dismay. When Arden seemed lost, and the monster devouring e'en the children of men, then he came to them. Then the mighty wizard come to the spurl he did, come to the Sunat spurl, drift o'er the meaden, he came to the heart and soul of the spurl. War meester they called him. He far roamed off the seas of the world, and where he wished, the seas would not hinder him, and all the winds ran for him, his sail ne'er loosed in the seas of the world. The elders begged to handra him, and clear did he answer then, I'm come to drether this fiend not unless. On an evil day darkling, alone he set onward, striding to meet then his foe in the dale, and none dared come near them for fear of his e'en. Some watch it from a distance long in the lee, and after describe the battle so grim. They saw the dun shadow, fell shape of the monster, one full quarter filling the far westering vale, and smaller below him the small shape of a man, hard to be seen in the deep darkle dale. This man he cried out then, a voice that rent clouds then, and all the folk watching afeared for his e'en. Again he cried out, and as he cried out, the mister of war took fire in the dale. Then through the reeking watchers in wonder saw now the wizard with flame at his hand. Held he a fiery wand, star-bright to blind them, star-bright and dinning in the darkness of the vale. Fierce as a beacon, advanced on the kraken, and ever he came and the kraken would wane, wary and feared of the terrible flame. And then, wi' a rush, the maester he caught him. The monster was frozen with fear and misdoubt. He thrust then his brand, his fiery keen brand, sharp into that cold and awkled maw. Watchers saw then a terrible sight. Like rags taken oil, the slew-like beast took flame. In vain the beast sought, in pain the beast havered, but ne'er could regain his aim in the war. The heat of the blazing reached those in their hiding, found them in wonder and fear of an end. But the wizard undaunted ran clear of the fiend, and left him to fate in that drawbridge dale. With the flame fierce and death to him, the kraken was stracket, and the wizard's draught run flam, had lended his ear.
Yeah, thanks very much there, Wilf. Okay, next up we've got Jen Irvin. She played at the Acoustic Sunday event that we had last year, and she went down very well. And Jen says that she normally plays wearing a hat, and we do encourage people to wear a hat while they're performing, but perversely she's decided to go bareheaded this time. Jen Irvin, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, I'm Jen Irving, and this is my song 6 Feet Down for the whole shebang at the Drum Hill Centre. Mercy, show me heaven and hell, where your face is telling me I ain't doing too well. Climb that mountain and jump from nowhere. Told the stories you told me to tell. Good Lord, I'm gonna show me what I'm not. Human woman makes the world so utterly hard. I'm 6 feet down, well, one day I'll run away to be foregone. Good Lord, good Lord. Well, I don't wanna live and I don't wanna die. I'm stuck in between and the river's cry. I just wanna sleep, but I'm wide awake tonight. Show me who I am and who I'm meant to be, 'cause I'm still drowning somewhere in the in-between. And if heaven or hell is the place for me, let me drift away so peacefully. Good Lord, good Lord. And are the people around me real? Do they know what I know? And do they feel how I feel? I swear I'm hallucinating on no film real. Tear me apart like I'm an orange peel. Good Lord, good Lord. Well, I don't wanna live and I don't wanna die. I'm stuck in between and the river's cry. I just wanna sleep, but I'm wide awake tonight. I'm wide awake, good Lord. I don't wanna live and I don't wanna die. I'm stuck in between and the river's cry. I just wanna sleep, but I'm wide awake tonight. I'm wide awake, good Lord, good Lord, good Lord, good Lord. I don't wanna live and I don't wanna die. I'm stuck in between and the river's cry. I just wanna sleep, but I'm wide awake tonight. Yeah, I'm wide awake, good Lord. Thank you.
Jen Irvin there with her song 6 Feet Down. Hope we see her again at a live shebang when we can do it again in the John Peel Centre. Okay, change of mood now with High Symes and Misdemeanor, and they've got their own stage. So welcome them to their own stage virtually. High Symes and Misdemeanor.
Okay, This is a song called Making Whoopee.
Another bride, another June, another sunny honeymoon, another season, another reason for making whoopee. A lot of shoes, a lot of rice. The groom is nervous, he answers twice. It's really killing that he's so willing to make whoopee. Picture a little love nest down where the roses cling. Picture the same sweet love nest. Think what a year can bring. He's washing dishes and baby clothes. He's so ambitious, he even sews. But don't forget, folks, that's what you get, folks, for making whoopee. Another year, or maybe less. What's this I'm hearing? Well, can't you guess? She feels neglected, and he suspected of making whoopee. She sits alone most every night. He doesn't phone her, he doesn't write. He says he's busy, and she says, is he? He's making whoopee. He doesn't make much money, only 5,000 per. Some judge who thinks he's funny says you'll pay 6 to her. And he says, Judge, suppose I fail. The judge says, boy, you're right in jail. You'd better keep her. I think it's cheaper than making whoopee. Making whoopee. We're now going to do a song called That Old Devil Called Love, which has been covered by a number of people in the past, now by us. It's that old devil called love again. Gets behind me and keeps giving me that shove again. Putting rain in my eyes, tears in my dreams, and rocks in my heart. It's that sly old son of a gun again. He keeps telling me that I'm the lucky one again, but I still have that rain, still have those tears and those rocks in my heart. Suppose I didn't stay, ran away, wouldn't play the devil, what a potion he would brew. He'd follow me around, build me up, tear me down, till I'd be so bewildered I wouldn't know what to do. Might as well give up that fight again. I know darn well he'd convince me that he's right again when he sings that sorry song. I'm just gonna tag along with that old devil called love, with that old devil called love.
Gershwin song called Embraceable You. We're going to go down. Oh no, we're going to go up. This one's in D flat.
Okay.
Embraceable You by Gershwin.
Embraceable You. This is our last song. Okay. Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, you irreplaceable you. Just one look at you, my heart grew tipsy in me. You and you alone bring out the gypsy in me. I love all the many charms about you. Above all, I want my arms about you. Don't be a naughty baby. Come to mama, do. My sweet embraceable you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Hi and Miss, with 3 songs there, Making Whoopee, That Old Devil Called Love and Embraceable You. Well, it's back to poetry again now, with a few poems from Neil Zeta.
Good evening, John Peel Centre. I'm Neil Zeta, comedy, performance, poet. Hope you like the hat. This one is all about music, because when I was a wee bit younger, I was scared of Gary Newman. Didn't look or sound quite human. Waxy white face, ice cold stare. I hid behind settees and chairs when I watched TV and saw Gaz there. I was scared of Gary Newman. Jumped out my skin like a kangaroo man. I had nightmares week on week while he conveyed electro chic, a voice like Stephen Hawking speak. I was scared of Gary Newman. More post-punk popstar than rhythm and blues man. On MTV, performing Cars. My teenage years forever scarred. Surely he was born on Mars. With Boy George, I was chilled and cool. David Bowie didn't bother me at all. I wasn't frightened by the antics of Mercury, but that ghostly gaze brought out the worst in me. I was scared of Gary Newman. Dressed in black and leather too, man. Was he in the Twilight Saga? Ghastlier than Lady Gaga. He drove me to drugs and lager. I was scared of Gary Newman. More a nut job than a cashew man. Smiles and laughter here to void. Emotionally unemployed. Probably an android. When they handed out weird, he was front of the queue, man. Once someone tightened his loose screw, man, he should have been locked up in the zoo, man. A complexion more pasty than PVA glue, man. He could have been an alien from Doctor Who, man. Whenever he came into view, man, I emptied my bowels like a Vindaloo, man. While you listened to his latest LP, I underwent serious therapy because I was absolutely freaking terrified of Gary Newman. Watch out for the finger.
Thanks, Neil. We're nearly at the end of this shebang with one more act for you. He's a regular at the whole shebang. Earlier on he performed in a duo, but now here he is playing with himself. Please welcome Professor Chris.
There's a guy I'd like to kill. If he doesn't stop, I will. Got a ukulele and a voice that's loud and shrill. But he lives next door to me, and he keeps me up till 3 with his ukulele and a funny melody. Crazy words, crazy tune, all that you'll ever hear him croon. Vo-do-de-o, vo-do-do-de-o-do. Vo-do-do, sits around all night long, sings the same words to every song. Vo-do-de-o, vo-do-do-de-o-do. His ukulele daily, how he'll strum. Vamping and stamping, then he hollers black bottom. Crazy words, crazy tune, he'll be driving me crazy soon. Vo-do-de-o, vo-do-do-de-o-do. I have even called a cop, told my dog go sick him, but the darn dog wouldn't go. But tonight will be the end, yes sirree, 'cause I intend to go up and kick him in the vo-do-do-do-do. Crazy words, crazy tune, all that you'll ever hear him croon. Vo-do-de-o, vo-do-do-de-o-do. Vo-do-do, sits around all night long, sings the same words to every song. Vo-do-de-o, vo-do-do-de-o-do. His ukulele daily, how he'll strum. Vamping and stamping, then he hollers black bottom. Crazy words, crazy tune, he'll be driving me crazy soon. Vo-do-de-o, vo-do-do, vo-do-de-o, vo-do-do, vo-do-de-o, vo-do-do-de-o-do. I know a girl who's awful sweet, I'm telling you she can't be beat. Oh, you pretty woman, with lots of this and plenty of that, and a motor car and a 10-room flat. Oh, you pretty woman. She's looking for a sweetheart and I think she picked on me. I tried my best to get away, but she wouldn't let me be. This girl you must hear more about, I'm gonna stand right up and shout. Oh, you pretty woman. I never held her hand but once, and I was weak for months and months. Oh, you pretty woman. One day she sat upon my knee and I just had to yell, help me. Oh, you pretty woman. She locked me in her boudoir and she set to work on me. But I just fought and kicked and screamed until she set me free. We won't be married till the spring, but mother's told me everything. Oh, you pretty woman. You should see just how she's built. One look at her and boy you'll wilt. Oh, you pretty woman, with lots of these and plenty of those, and boy oh boy those slinky clothes. Oh, you pretty woman. I never kiss her more than once unless she just demands it. And when she holds me close, so dear, I like it but can't stand it. She She took me riding in her coupe. She made my heart go boop boop ba-doop. Oh, you pretty woman.
Thank you, Chris. You never let us down, do you? Well, that's the end of another whole shebang. Thank you for watching, and I hope enjoying all the performances. Thanks too to all the performers and to Billy for splicing it all together. And check out the JPC website to see what's going on and any news, and especially look out for Challenge 81. Thanks for watching. Goodbye and keep safe.